Hey everybody, it's JobiwobiGames here with another awesome video. We're starting a new thing called Daddy Plays. This first one's going to be more children oriented, and we're going to play Grow Home, which is a really awesome game. I played through a good bit of it, but I erased my file because I want to show it from the beginning. Joby has a quick message he wants to say about a Gummy Snake video that he's going to do. So here's Job for a minute before we hit start on the game.
I'm going to do a gummy snake challenge video, but the only reason in that video there's going to be a big chunk out of the head is because I wanted to see how it tastes, just in case I see how it tastes in the video and I throw up, but I wanted to see how it tastes before I do the video. So yeah, we're going to wrap it up and there's going to be a big huge chunk taken out of the head of the big gummy snake, but after all, we still have a long big snake out of that.
Yeah.
See, and
I got Joby a gummy snake that is literally like I think it's like 3 feet long. If not 3 feet, it's 2.5 feet. But all right, so and he just wanted to explain why there will be a bite taken out of the head when he does the video of him later. So now here's Grown Home. We're about to start it up. Like I said, the Daddy Plays, we're deciding whether or not we're gonna have Daddy Plays on another channel within our channel or not, because in Daddy Plays I will probably, whenever I play video games, a lot of times, especially in for mature video games, it's stuff that maybe kids might not need to see or parents may not want their kids to see. And a lot of times when I'm playing games, I will swear and say words that kids shouldn't hear. So we're going to have warnings on all the Daddy Plays videos to show that, you know, maybe that might be the case. But here we go. So start Planet Expedition. Day 93, well, 937. So there's a spaceship, life-sustaining ecosystem discovered. Scanning for star plant. Star plant located. Oh snap. Activating botanical utility droid. Deploying. I couldn't read that because of the daggum cloud. Now this part kind of bothered me because you don't have any control over it. I was really excited when I first started the game because I thought, oh cool, I'll get to do like a little skydive and I'll kind of guide my way and not hit the stuff. But no, this is strictly part of the cutscene. You have no control whatsoever at this point in the game. Now you have control. I personally love this game. The controls, I've heard some people complain about how the controls are slightly wonky, but the right trigger and the left trigger, and you know, to people who play real video games, it would be R2 and L2, because everyone knows that, you know, Xbox sucks and Sony is the way to go, but you know, it's whatever. So, you know, so my power is exponentially low, but I like the way each trigger, okay, I need to quit calling them triggers because this is no Xbox. But each one of the R2 and L2, both, one is one hand and one is the other hand. And that, I guess, could be confusing to some, and even the first time I played it, it took me a little bit of time to get used to it. But it's really fun once you get the hang of it, because you can, like, watch, I'll go up this wall and give you an example. You can grab with one hand and you can literally kind of move wherever, you can put your hand wherever you want. So like anywhere he hasn't grabbed with the other hand, but you can reach around, and the blue shows where the other hand will grab. So you can be like bam, squeeze around, bam, squeeze around, bam, squeeze around, bam, bam, bam. You can even go sideways if you want, but like that, which is really cool. Awful cool, really. Yeah, and the point pretty much is to get these crystals and also grow a plant to the sky. I think they're trying to get out off this planet or something. You need the life crystals and stuff, and they hide them a lot. So that's why I'm seriously. Oh, okay, it's a cutscene. I was about to say, did they just make me die because I was going for the extra crystal? But no, they did not. So basically, you have to get these crystals, and the more crystals you have, there's the more spores and stuff on the life plant that you can make grow. I played the game a bit before this video, so I know like this one's kind of hidden, and I went back and I had to find some of those. But it's best to kind of scan the area and see if you can find them, and then kind of work your way up. Because once you get going up the life tree, or whatever the tree was called, you may not, you know, you're not going to want to come all the way back down to this very first little part. Although there are portals that you eventually unlocked where you can just portal between them. And that's how I ended up finding them, is because I was pretty high up the tree. And I found a portal, and when I got the portal, I went back and came and found all the crystals that were around this area, because I wouldn't go as far as to say that I'm a completionist, but I do kind of enjoy trying to be a completionist, at least. And in some games I have completed. And he can grab anything in the world too. He can literally just like, I mean, he can pick up and grab anything he wants. You can like roll stuff off the hill. I mean, at a few points I thought that there was like that some kind of puzzle where I needed to push something off the edge or something, but that was not entirely the case. Now these flowers are awesome. These you grab and pop them out, and then whenever you're jumping you can hit a certain button and it'll give you more of like a hover down, you know. But instead of using it right now, oh, see, I forget, it's been a while since I played. He has a kind of almost like a slide, kind of like almost in some games when you're walking on ice, you know. So it's like if you're running real fast and you try to stop at an edge, he's gonna run right off that edge, because that's just kind of how the controls work. He's kind of a clumsy robot. But once you get used to that, it's I mean, it's a beautiful game. The controls, the fluidity of the motion, it's a geniusly made. I've heard a lot of people talk a lot of smack about this game because, oh, well, this game, oh, that game's got bad controls and it hardly works. And my response to that is they're not good at playing games, basically. I mean, it's as simple as that. The controls are beautifully crafted. If you can't handle this game, it's because you did not practice enough and did not try hard enough, because the controls, once you master them, are actually, I mean, they're amazing. I'm not sure who created the game. It seems like when I booted it up, it had a Ubisoft thing, but I know Ubisoft in a lot of cases, kind of like EA, will just publish games. So I think Ubisoft published it. I'm not sure who exactly made it. And we have a thunderstorm happening here today, so y'all might hear some thunder in the background, or y'all may not. I don't know, it might not come through the microphone, but we definitely have some thunderstorms going. My voice is a little hoarse as well, so if I sound kind of funny, I apologize.
Whenever you got a crystal, it said 888 crystals. Is that how many crystals you have to get?
I think maybe in the whole game. There's not how many you have to get in the beginning. Joe was asking about the crystals and how many I need to get.
They can hear me. They can hear.
He's convinced y'all can hear him, and I'm sure y'all can for the most part, but just in case, sometimes I repeat it just to make sure he doesn't go unheard. Now, some of these videos, the Daddy Plays videos I'm going to start doing, might not have Job around because he might be at his mother's at that time. And if that's the case, I'll like pushing rocks off mountains. I don't know why, I just enjoy it. But if that's the case, then I will, you know, those will be the ones that probably have more kind of rough language and stuff, because I play a lot of M-rated games and I get really, really excited when I play games sometimes, and sometimes will curse out my TV a good bit. So right now, you're supposed to be working your way up to that tree. Right now, I'm kind of just trying to get the crystals that I found the last time I played it. I found them a little later after, you know, after I came back down here. I was like, wow, I just ran past all kind of crystals that I can't believe I didn't see. So I'm just kind of trying to get them down here now. So I don't have to come back down and get them. So, all right. So this is our part 1 of Daddy Plays Grow Home. I want to say there's one over here, but you know what? Screw it. We can come back for them. We can always backtrack. So here's one of your first teleporters right here. You grab these things, lay them down, and lickety split. You have a teleporter, or telerouter. I'm sorry. I call it a teleporter because that's what they're called in every other thing ever. So now you may remember when I started, there was a little thing like this that was next to me. So now if I hop in this, it'll bring me back to where I started over there. So now every time you find one of those, you do that, and it'll give you a chance to go back to that area. Now I want to say there's another crystal over here-ish, maybe down on this side. I could be wrong though.
It does look like a slot for one, but I think you're wrong.
Yeah, I might have been full of crap. Watch out for water, fellas, because it can kill you if you get too deep in it. Like, he can kind of splash around in the water a bit. Oh, there's one. I knew it was. But if you know, like fall in water that has no ground underneath it, that will count as a death. Alright, so I wanted to, in this video, at least get to one of the growing parts of one of the trees, because they're just so friggin' cool whenever those things happen. They're just, I don't know, they're great. So, alright, so we are now officially at the tree. This is the tree that you're trying to grow back up to your planet. And the way you do that is very simple. You climb up it and find the little spores and you hit a certain button and you're good to go.
That reminds me of the game Spore. You actually helped make that game.
Oh no, I didn't help make Spore. I worked at EA whenever they made it, but I didn't actually test it or work on it. My name's not in the credits. My name is in the credits of Madden and a few of the, in my opinion, not as good as the EA games. I did actually work on Dead Space 2, which was one of my favorite games of all time. So when you get here, why is it not working? Oh, it says I need 4 crystals. Didn't I already get well over 4 crystals? Oh, there we go. Okay, so you press square to grow. Now at this point, it's best to just hold both of the R1 and R2 so that you don't fall off. But you hold square, and it'll just and bring you right to it. And you'll stay on it. See, now that causes as soon as you connect the tree to those glowy bits of power or whatever they are, that'll cause that'll cause the tree to grow at a much higher rate. It'll pop the tree up real nice. I think I already have one of these and I'm gonna grab it anyway, so now I'm gonna try and hop over to, there we go, that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna hop over to this. Alright, no, grab it. Why are you not grabbing it? Okay, there we go. Now, it does seem like occasionally it just doesn't grab it. Spring leaves knock you way up, which comes in very handy. The first time I played this game, I went about it like trying to get every spore from the bottom up, which it's a viable tactic, but at the same time, every time you grow one of these, so many more spores will grow on them that sometimes it's like, I don't know, sometimes it's best to just go around and kind of then go back and backtrack and get the rest. So, bam, I hooked it into that guy. It's now 120 meters long. Let's climb up this thing and see what's up.
This is the first time I've ever seen Glow Home actually been played before. I mean, I know what the character looks like before he played this.
Well, Job was over here one time when I was playing it, but he was playing with the dog so full-heartedly that he didn't pay much attention to the game, so this is kind of Job's first time really seeing this too. Alright, so now I have the zoom cam. You should now have increased camera control. Okay, so now I can hit R3 and zoom out. And the game actually, like, this seems kind of unnecessary at some points, but the game actually is that friggin' big that by the end of it, sometimes it's easier to zoom the camera out than to zoom it in, because it's just such a huge world. And I think a lot of people complained when this game came out that it was not good looking enough. You know, they were like, oh, this is supposed to be Gen 4 graphics. I don't know why anybody would play something that looks like that. And the reason is because they didn't use the graphics engines that hardcore. They used just the power of the console itself to make it huge, and they made it ginormous. The more you play, the more bigger it gets, and it gets to a point to where you're just baffled by how huge it is, and yet you can still see every bit of it, because instead of doing all these really polished textures and making it looking super amazing, and then you go 10 feet and you can't see that far, this game, because of the graphics, you can pretty much see as far as the console's power will allows, which is pretty much as far as it goes, which I thought was awesome.
This, and he knows this stuff because he worked at EA, Electronic Arts place. He worked there. He helped. Yeah,
I tested video games, and I eventually was an analyst, but I am no longer employed by there, so.
Analyst means boss.
They let me go.
He originally was a boss, but then he got fired because he was always late.
There you go, Job's got the truth of it. I was just going to say to let me go, but let Job go ahead and just tell everyone everything. So what we're going to do now is I'm about to end the video because it's getting to a point where I'm not sure if my 15 minutes of my PlayStation is up or not. And sometimes like this, it's hard to see where to go next. You click that camera Oh, well, there's a spore right there. Cool. And that